Hi, I have great news. It arrived. Oh, happy day indeed. Woo, I'm so excited. My PowerSheets has finally arrived. I also got the Joyful Greeting Card set, so I'm excited about that. Hi, Priscilla. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the box. I was sure to kind of flip the camera around so that you can be able to read it. So this is the inside of the box. You know all these things you've always wanted to do. You should do them. And that's one of the ongoing sayings. I got the Cultivate What Matters pens. I got the, I believe this is called the Goal Guide set, where it comes with the Fruitful Friendships guidebook, the Couples guidebook, the Parenting guidebook, and then the Wellness guidebook. And this is the Finance guidebook. And of course, my dear friend Katie will be loving that Finance goal book. So without further ado, here is the 2019 PowerSheets. I chose the Funfetti cover. This was the very first year that you had an option to choose your cover. There were 4 options this year. They had the teal, they had a yellow, they had a pink, and then this multicolor is what they're calling it. I lovingly have been calling it Funfetti. They told us prior to the launch that it was going to be a little bit different this year, like all the pages. So I'm incredibly excited to see how different it is. There's a few things in here that comes with it. Are a few of our like desk things to put on your desk. I'm trying to let the camera kind of adjust. And then of course, one of my favorite things is your word of the year. So last year in 2018, my word of the year was self. And I think I have these pages where you go through and choose your word of the year. This was my work page last year where you choose a word. And of course, my word of the year was self. I had such a hard time choosing. It is really one of those things you kind of have to dig deep, but the PowerSheets work. The prep sheets kind of help you go through that. Okay, so here's the 2019 PowerSheets. And one of the changes this year was they moved the stickers to the front of the PowerSheets. Instead of last year, the PowerSheet stickers were in the back. So these are very cute. There's your color coding flags. Oh, there's one sheet. Let me see if there's more stickers in the back. I can show you that real quick. Nope. It looks like there's only one sheet of stickers, and it's in the front this year. Okay, so let's move quickly through that. So 2019 ideas. Can you see that? This is like a brainstorming page. What comes to mind first as you think about 2019, and what do you hope it will look like? What do you want to grow or change? Write some initial thoughts or ideas, get messy. So this page is incredibly similar to their brainstorming page, which they had in 2018 in the exact same place. This was for 2018, if you can see that. I said, be happy, make stuff happen. Now is the time. All kinds of really great things about they really want you to get messy with this page, because a lot of times when we have a new planner or we have a new journal, we kind of hold back in really digging into that. And so they're really trying to get you to break out of that fear. So we recognize this page if you've used the PowerSheets before. This is the getting to know me getting to know me page. The words that describe you, what your home and personal space looks like, what you're most encouraged by, affirming words, acts of kindness, gifts, surprises, etc. Favorite colors. So this is a little bit more, getting you a little bit more ready to start digging into really the discovery portion where you're talking about your identity box. And this is a huge, huge activity that they have you go into. Literally, you are asked to dig really deep into some of the things that you've been telling yourself. Maybe there's been somebody in your past who told you that you were selfish. Maybe there was somebody who told you you were lazy. And whether or not we actually are, we hold on to that. This is my identity box worksheet from 2018. It was really, really hard to go through this. And of course, I made it messy. Things like having a bad attitude, being selfish, not being a good mom, being mean, harsh, or rude. And then this page where you go and say, okay, this is really who I am. If you break your identity box and really start identifying with who you are, if you break those things that people say to you, what is possible. It's a really good activity. I'm pretty sure that in 2017, when I was doing this activity to prepare for 2018, I'm pretty sure I cried. It was quite moving. So the next page after that is something that you'll use all throughout 2019 for your PowerSheets. These are your 8 categories of your life, or your 8 areas of your life. It says, let's look at each area of our lives and do a check-in to find out really where you're coming from. So you look at the life areas and you evaluate how you're doing in each one. And you give each area of your life a rating from 1 to 10, or some of us call it, a Likert scale. And a few thoughts about why you chose that number. So, for example, this is what my 2018 PowerSheets looked like. I gave myself a 6 or a 7 for friends. For health, I said I needed a lot of work here. I gave myself a 5 and said that I needed to greatly improve in this area. My significant other, I gave a very low score. I was having some trouble. This is my family box, where I said that I should spend more time being close with my family. Personal and spiritual growth was probably my biggest area for 2018. Finances, work, and recreation. Okay, so these 8 areas of this life evaluation you will definitely see again, because every season you refresh this life evaluation, and it's really helpful to do that. So here we go. We're moving through the prep pages, as we call it, the prep worksheets. When Cultivate What Matters goes on their Instagram and talks about the prep sheets, these are the pages that they're talking about. So when they go live and they talk about the prep work, this is what they're talking about, these prep sheets. Okay, so they're wanting you to look at which 3 areas of your life do you want to most cultivate moving forward. So they want you to choose 3 areas, because choosing all 8 is probably a lot to try to get into. So these pages are about letting go, working through fears, good things that happened last year, things that were challenging, And I can show you, this is my letting go page from 2018. It's so helpful to really go through this. And I will tell you that the PowerSheets are like most things in life. You get out of it what you put into this. So if you take the time to really go through and do 1 or 2 or so pages a day, and you're really put a lot of thought into it, you're going to do well with these. So here's my good things pages from last year and my challenges. So we're moving right along in our prep sheets. So this group, the reason why we had this accountability group that we're in right now is because if you look back from 2018 PowerSheets, you'll see that quite a few of us kind of fell off the wagon in March and April. And I think a lot of times we have great intentions on what we want to do, but without that accountability, without kind of cheering each other on, we lose track of that. And so the idea was, okay, we'll meet up in person, we'll get together and make friendships and build that community. And so that's what this group is for. All of us that are in this area that are using PowerSheets, we have a chance to kind of cultivate these relationships. Somebody who speaks your language, somebody who understands what you're trying to achieve with these. So lessons learned, people you're grateful for, things you're saying no to, things you're saying yes to. These are all still prep sheets. We're on page 23 now. Well, this is a good one, page 25. What fires me up? So what are you passionate about? What are the things that, help you be your best self? It says being creative, seeing your best friend, singing in church, baking, big picture. So this page says, everyone ends up somewhere, but few end up somewhere on purpose. Let's make what matters happen on purpose. Where do you want to be when you're 80? What will and won't be important to you then? So let's say how many followers we have on Instagram won't be important to us when we're 80, right? How many page views we get on our blog won't be important to us when we're 80. But maybe improving our health will. Maybe building a community will. And this next page, 27, says, if you could envision your most purposeful year yet, what would it look like? So it gives you a lot of space to write. A lot of space. You could take 1 or 2 days to do this one little section. Oh, and here we go. One of my favorite pages. Choosing a word. It says, when you look at all you've written so far, what word keeps popping up in your mind? What one word most resonates with you for your year ahead? Okay, and then once you start really talking about what matters to you, you're going to fill out these pages, the what matters most to me page. And in 2018, what I said, this is my big picture page last year. Using my time well, no regrets, living life to the fullest, sticking to my goals, of course that became important, love without fear, and do without caring what anyone thinks. God, that's really hard, right? Okay. And then I showed you my choose a word page already. So this page looks a little bit different, the purposeful year from 2018. So now we're kind of getting into the goal pages. Okay. My most purposeful year. So it kind of walks you through what your most purposeful year would look like. Okay. Now we're starting to get into the goals. Action plan worksheets. These are key. Okay, so the action plan worksheets are really what is important for PowerSheets because these help you break down your goals into actual actionable steps. So if you have a goal, let's say, to cultivate healthy habits, you're going to walk through why. Why do you want to cultivate healthy habits? The positive effect action on this goal may have. So maybe you feel better, you'll feel healthier, your clothes will feel better. All of these things really help you do this. These pages are slightly different than last year. I'll show you this page. This is 2018. This is 2019. So you still have your why, the positive effect, how you will feel, and at the end of the year or season, how you'll celebrate making the progress. So how you will feel is actually probably one of the most important parts. So last year I said that for my cultivate healthy habits, that I said I will feel like I conquered one of my hardest life goals, and I will feel proud. So they really help you think about how you will feel when you accomplish these goals or how you will make progress, because that's really how you're going to continue on the path of sticking to those goals when it gets hard every month or every week. So you work through your action plan. What does your progress look like? What are your starting steps? Your small, realistic little things that you'll do. So let's say as part of your personal growth goals, you want to read every day. So for your starting steps, it could be putting together a list of books that you're excited about. It could be joining a book club, something like that. And then these are the pages where you outline all of your goals. You, of course, do not need 10. 10 are a lot of goals. I'd say most people want to try to keep it within 5 to 6 goals. And look at this. This is new this year. They have these really adorable section for you to put your page flag. These are for us folks who love to color code. So let me see if I can grab my page from last year to show you what mine looked like. And I think that page comes... This year it comes afterwards, but in the year before, it was before. This was my 2018 goals. See how different it is? They put this page after your action goal plans, but in 2018 it came before. So it looks like they've adapted a little bit to making sure that your 2019 goals are one of the last pages that you see before you start working into your months. This is your yearly overview. So let's say you want to lose, I don't know, let's say 15 pounds by spring. Then for your monthly overview, you could say, okay, 5 pounds for January, 5 pounds for February, 5 pounds for March, etc. And then you'd break those down into smaller goals. So it's just a year overview. I'll give you an idea of what I wrote for my yearly overview for 2018. I think I didn't really dig into it as well as I could have, but I certainly will for 2019. So 5 pounds, exercise daily 4 times a week, visit with family. See how I started color coding, where I used the pink, but I'm definitely going to be doing that a little bit better for next year. So, okay, let's start looking at the monthly. This is definitely a new page. 2018 users will say, oh, look at this. This is a new page. It says let it go. What's stressing me out? Fears I have. I am hopeful that. This is different than last year that just had the Let It Go page looked like this. So it had a few lines that you wrote and this big space. I am hopeful that was just like a little area. And this year, you have these boxes. So it breaks it into 3 different boxes for you. So that's great. That's a change from last year. The Prepare Well page is the same as last year. Things that you're supposed to be like working on for your month. Things that you're excited about. Things that are on your calendar. It looks like they're kind of making it more concise. This is a very important page. This page you will use every single month. I'm trying to flip it over. So this says, make what matters happen this month. Brainstorm, write out all you want to cultivate or accomplish this month. Goals you want to take action on, habits you want to grow, ways you'll rest or recharge, and relationships you want to cultivate. Be sure to go back to your goal action plans and add steps or ideas that fit for this particular month. Are there any mini goals that you'd like to take action on this month to cultivate your big picture goals? So when they say action plans, they're talking about those pages where you write out the why, how it made you feel, and then your steps. This is helpful. They didn't have this last year. Simplify and prioritize and sort. And then the tending list. This is going to be what you see every single month. This is new this year. This Laura Casey box, as I call it, because the top priority sticker is her favorite sticker. She just added it to the top of the tending list for every month. Instead of having to add a sticker, it's already there for you. Okay? So if you look at the daily boxes down here, they don't have those lines broken up or the colors the way they did in 2018. This is what the daily look like last year with the boxes and the shading, and this is what it looks like this year. See how it's a little bit different? So there's no shading. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, so it's still the same. The progress bar is the same. Okay, and then the month in review page is the same. This month, you're grateful for, goals that are going well. So this page you will use every single month to evaluate the progress that you made on the goals that you set for yourself. Things that you said, okay, I made progress on this. I struggled with this. I need to do better with that. People that you're grateful for that helped you along your way. And then, of course, we'll get into the goal refresh areas. I'll show you what they look like for the spring. But this is like what the goal in review looked like last year. They were colorful boxes where you wrote who you're grateful for. This year, they're not shaded in. Okay, so let's jump ahead to spring. So the clear the clutter is still the same. Yep, and there you go. There is your goal refresh pages with the 8 life areas that we talked about in the very beginning. So you use this goal refresh for spring to go back and revisit the areas that you evaluated yourself on back in January or November, whenever you started using your PowerSheets. I will show you my spring refresh. So this is my 2018 PowerSheets. These pages are identical, so there is no change. So you go ahead and you reevaluate yourself in each area of the life, in each area of your life where you made progress. So you go back to your spiritual goals, your finances, work, recreation, spouse, family, health, and friends. You go back to those original 8 areas and you give yourself a new rating. And then you go to the goal refresh page. This was from 2018, but you do the exact same activity. See? So let's say, for the sake of argument, that, like me, I had in my original goals, this is from 2018, I had in my original goals that I was going to set up a meditation practice. Hi, Laura. And like a lot of coaches say, if something is important to you, you make time for it and you make it a priority. And if it's not, you make an excuse. So I set a goal for myself that I was going to set up a meditation practice, that I was going to try to practice gratitude more, do all these things. But by the time I got to fall, look, this is my fall goal refresh. Do you see that there? You see any orange? Nope. Because I quickly figured out throughout my year, it really wasn't that important to me. And how did I know that? Because it wasn't ever being tracked. I'm looking for a month. Look at this. This is May. Look at my daily tending list from 2018. Here's my meditate. And I always used the orange color. It is really helpful if you can learn how to color code. PowerSheets are really great for color coders. That's another reason why I bought the Cultivate What Matters pens. They're a nice little add-on, and I love them. But people who love the Flair pens, the Papermate Flair, these are essentially identical. These are like, you know, the Papermate Flair pens, but just have the Cultivate What Matters on it. So anyway, but look how I barely checked any of those boxes. Like, I barely did any meditation at all in May. So when it came time to do my goal refresh later in the year, I just said the heck with it. You know, it wasn't really serving me. So I moved out of that. So I will go ahead and let you see. This is my October. Look at that. What a difference between when I first got started. This is my October PowerSheets for 2018. Huge, huge progress on my morning routine, my exercising, and this is a neat little tidbit for folks who are kind of goal-oriented. These 4 things: eating clean. Can you see that? These 4 goals that are on this one line now, they used to be on individual lines back in previous months, and I can show you. So let me grab April. Check this out. So eating clean, cutting out soda, those they had their own individual line in the spring. But by the time I got through summer, this is August. Look at that bad boy. Drinking water, no soda, and I added fast food to my no soda daily goal. Why? Because I quickly learned that for me, when I slipped up with drinking soda is when I put myself in the situation of when I was having fast food. So I combined them and I said, well, if I'm not going to have soda, I'm not going to have fast food either. So I combined them into one line. This is in July. So by the time I got to October, 4 of my old daily goals are now combined into one. How about that? This is the first year of my entire life that I am proud of the progress that I've made on these goals. So proud. So I have not, of course, started my November. This is for November of 2018. I've not started it yet, but of course I will. But what I'm really excited about is to take a look at some of these goal guides, which are companions to the PowerSheets. It says how to use this guide with your PowerSheets. And if you're a planner girl like me, like most of us are, and that's how we probably got to know each other. This is my Erin Condren vertical that I'm using this month right now. How I incorporate the goals that I'm using in my PowerSheets in my planner is I usually add like a section on the side here and like in my weekly. I'm actually going to ask a friend of mine who does custom stickers. Like this is my last week. Here's my AM routine. See, so how I had a goal for October to master my morning routine. So to remind myself of what I said I was going to do in my morning routine, which is practice gratitude, listen to a podcast, visual affirmations, and this says journal. Okay, so I just added a little sticker in my daily planner with my morning routine. So using your actual daily planner along with PowerSheets really helps you, and it becomes super powerful. Another thing that you can do when you get started with your PowerSheets is they show you how like there's this, it's like perforated, where you can like tear it out. I never do that, but what I do is I take a color copy of this list. See if you can see this a little bit better. See how you can tear your attending list out of here? You can make a color copy and put it in your planner. So if you're using a happy planner, the happy planner is even easier to use. So if you're a happy planner user, you can make a copy of your attending list, use thicker paper, punch it, and make a section in with your planner. It makes it super duper easy. You can, use an old, insert that you have, or you can use an old divider. Make sure you use thicker paper. So if you lay your attending list onto your printer bed to make a color copy of it to put into your planner, make sure you're using thicker paper, because as you know, we're pretty hard on our planners. The other thing I want to point out real quick about the 2019 PowerSheets that they're super excited about is these are reinforced tabs with Mylar. So the 2018 version didn't have reinforced tabs, but the 2019 version does. They're very sturdy, almost indestructible. So we can bend it forward. If you have questions about the 2019 PowerSheets, please don't hesitate to ask me. I don't know what everyone's questions will be. I know one question already was, like, was it marked for daily use. So, and the answer is sort of, because when you get to your goal pages, so for January, these are our January dates. So January 1st is a Tuesday. And so is the last day of the month. Actually, no, it's a Thursday, 31st. So technically, these are dated. This is the 12-month PowerSheets. They do absolutely make a 6-month undated, but I've never used that. I've only used the dated because I think it's really helpful to have everything all in one place. So I will definitely spend some time going through these goal guides. I'm most excited for this one. A goal guide for fruitful friendships. I saw this in person at a meetup that I hosted. Somebody had it. I think Amanda had it, and she brought it with her, and I really loved it. So I'm really excited for Wednesday's launch for the PowerSheets. Everybody else has a chance to order theirs. If you have questions about using the PowerSheets, or you want to see an individual page or talk to me, feel free to send me a message or to post, and I will absolutely get back to you. There are quite a few people who have questions that I've spent some time with individually. I have, even though I am an affiliate for Cultivate What Matters, this is the first time I've been an affiliate with them. I spent my own money. I bought this for myself. Like, I didn't get it free or anything like that. Like, I am an absolute believer and user in PowerSheets. So this is my second year using it. And I'm really loving the communities that we are growing together by using them. So before Wednesday at 10 a.m., which is the launch, I will share my affiliate link for everyone who wants to use it. If you are not signed up for their newsletter, you should absolutely do that. They are really, really helpful with some additional tools. And I really like hearing from Laura Casey, who's the founder of Cultivate What Matters. She has a really great Instagram feed that's helpful. So I don't want the video to be too long, because then people won't be motivated to watch it. But if you have questions, feel free to comment or come back to the group and let me know. Okay? I hope this was helpful, and thank you for taking the time to go through it with me. We did this together today. This was my first look at the 2019 PowerSheets. And I haven't opened the greeting cards yet, but one of the goals I had for 2018, and I will have again for 2019, is to cultivate friendships and building community. And I absolutely love getting things in the mail. So I thought it made perfect sense to get the greeting cards, because I want to send handwritten cards to friends to show them how grateful I am for them. So if you have questions about the greeting cards, let me know. I can show you a little bit more about them. They're blank. They're pretty small. I think they're 3x5-ish. But they're blank greeting cards, and, you know, they're essentially just helpful to have. So thank you for taking the time to talk to me today, and I will see you Wednesday morning for the launch. Bye.